Hello everyone, hope you're all doing well. I know many of you, whether you are coming off of a bad breakup or not such a bad breakup, or you simply have intrusive thoughts, or you have repetitive thoughts, or you have negative thoughts, or you have certain thoughts that are not pleasant to you, a memory of the past, memory of the breakup, memory of the possibilities of consequences, whatever it is that you conjure up, or your brain conjures up, and it's negative, could cause you certain kind of emotional hardship. And the question is, it causes you the emotional hardship and affects you in that way because you believe those thoughts. Now I want to share with you, why is it that you actually believe the thoughts that you do know somewhat that is not true, yet you find yourself having no choice but believing them? What makes you think that you believe them? Or what makes you feel or believe that you believe them? What gives it credibility that you fall in the vortex of that negative thoughts and then it consumes you over and over and gets involved with the amygdala and creates anxiety and you want to do something, you find yourself helpless and all the rest of it? If you would focus on the fact that when you think of a thought, when you come up with a thought, that the brain actually brings a thought that is not of your choice, otherwise our thoughts, if it's our real choice and not affected by fear or other concerns and anxieties and so on, it would be a positive thought, pleasant thought. But why is it that when an unpleasant thought shows up, which is the work of the brain, and brain makes thoughts, 80, 90,000 thoughts a day, and most, if at all, any of them are irrelevant to you. However, it is created on the screen of your head and you become aware of it. And when it's negative, it affects you. Why is it affecting you? Because thoughts come up with a package of emotions. Especially if it's a negative thought, there is a negative consequences as the result of that thought showing up, because we like to protect ourselves. We like to survive. So we rise to do a remedy to a negative situation that could be a suggestion of the thought. And while you're trying to remedy that negative consequences of that thought, there are certain emotions that arises. That emotion of fear of the consequences. The fear gets amygdala involved, which is giving you the emotional danger signal that even though it's not available, it's not real, it doesn't exist, but because of the thought that's shown up, has created that urgency for amygdala to alarm you of some kind of a danger. And because of all these activities, your anxiety is created in order to survive, in order to save you from that emotional danger signal that has been released by amygdala due to the interpretation of the thought. And all these result in a reaction to your body. In other words, your body, as you know, we are mind and body. I'm not talking about brain and mind and body. There are different things. But at this time, let's talk about the two parts of our entity, mind and the body. But the mind, which is influenced by the thoughts and all these images and so on and so forth, as the result of it, it affects the body. And body is the physical, that it is in actuality, you can see its results. You can see how it is behaving and reacting to a certain thought or emotions. And those reaction to those certain thoughts and emotions, when the thoughts and emotions are negative, or the thoughts are negative and the emotion is coming from that thoughts, is in actuality and it's physically felt. Whether you shiver, whether you sweat, whether you feel anxiety to run, to get away, to leave the room, to do something, whether you walk around, or whether you feel frightened, all these feelings and reactions of your body to the thought is actually felt, and it's in real time, and it's a reality and actuality to you. And the fact that these reactions are felt physically and they are actual to you, it becomes an evidence that the thought that was nonsense and unrelated to you, irrelevant to you, and bogus is actually true and credible. It becomes an evidence to you to believe that the nonsense thought or the fearful thought, the consequences that you conjured up are actually true. That's why you believe the negative thought, because the emotions that it creates, it gives a reaction to the body, and that reaction of the body, which is actual and physical, will become an evidence for you that the thought that showed up in your head is actually credible and true. And that's why you believe your negative thoughts, and that's why you become anxious and anxiety comes out, and then you become restless. So if you now know the knowledge, you'd be able to understand that this is irrelevant to me, this is intrusive thought, this is negative thought, and the reaction of my body cannot be an evidence of the factuality of the conjured up bogus thoughts. I'll talk to you soon.